Good morning and Shabbat Shalom, and here we are, another study of the book of Deuteronomy. I'd like to start with the actual title, Deuteronomy in the later writings. Deuteronomy can be found throughout the Bible, the principles as outlined, because there God explains His will and His ways to His people. Look at the memory text again. But from there you will seek the Lord your God. You will find Him if you seek Him with all your heart and all your soul. It has to be everything or nothing. And that is actually true. Jeremiah, of course, quoted from the book, of course, of Deuteronomy. So the book of the law was used by later writers. If you study 2 Kings 22, the story about Josiah was 8 years old when he became king. And at the age of 18, he wanted always to do the will of God. Marvelous, that was instilled in him. There had been some terrible kings before him. But here it is. He hears about the book of the law, Sefer HaTorah. And he realizes they have been defaulting. He realizes Israel, or actually Judah, had been departing from the will of God, very much so. And so Jeremiah, who had his early ministry under King Josiah, of course, was a mighty force, and they implemented a reformation, which did not save Judah in the end, but they did perform that. And it says here, and you will search me, find me, when you search for me with all your heart. And then you look at a prophet like Micah, Micah chapter 6, verse 8. What has he shown you, O man, what is good? And what does the Lord require of you? But to do justly, to love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. All of these principles you find in the book of Deuteronomy. Consider Daniel chapter 9, that magnificent chapter, that magnificent prayer when he confesses the sins of his people, his own sins. And he pleads for the return of his people. And wonderful the way he presented that prayer, that supplication to the Lord his God. And so King Josiah was a wonderful example, as was Daniel. And Daniel is even more interesting, because in Daniel there is a warning. And the warning that he gave was the prediction in the 9th chapter, where it was predicted with verse 26, that the Messiah would come and go. The Messiah would be cut off violently. The Hebrew word karat means just that. And then he made a prediction, and the prediction was this. The prediction was that the Messiah would come and go, and then the temple would be destroyed, which we know happened in 70 AD. You know that. What is fascinating, and the dilemma for the Jewish people, the Messiah has been and gone, the temple has been destroyed. In vain are they expecting a Messiah to come. So the only way out for them is to build another temple on the same site. But that is not going to happen, because that Temple Mount, right there and then, has the third most holy place of Islam, situated on that very spot. Interesting. The heavens of heavens, Shemay Shamayim, Deuteronomy makes it clear that the law and the covenant were central not only to Israel's relationship to God, but also for the nation's purpose as the chosen people. You see, it wasn't just good for them as a people, it had to be the example for all the other nations around them. It was vital, it was so important, it was paramount that they would live the life that God had told them to live. Moses stressed this. And he stressed that their existence in the land of Canaan was conditional to a compliance in this matter. So what does the Lord require? Well, we just read Micah 6. To love mercy, to walk humbly with your God. So notice too how Michael borrows language directly from the book of Deuteronomy. I already alluded to the prayer of Daniel, and I remind you of chapter 9, the 26th verse, predicting that the Messiah would come and the temple would be destroyed afterwards. And when you look at the prophecies, the statements, the ministries of Amos and Hosea, they epitomize the message of the 8th century prophets. I think of Nehemiah 444 BC, that they read the book of the law because that was for their instruction. The book of Deuteronomy is fundamental, not just to Jewish belief. The book of Deuteronomy is fundamental to Christian beliefs, our beliefs. May you be blessed by this study this morning. God bless.